Testing, testing, testing. All right, so we should be good here. We are getting started a little bit later, but better late than never. That's my motto, right? Okay. So let's get started here. I'm going to get TikTok going in a second. Technically, I said my new time would be 8:15, so I'll give people a few more minutes to join because I did just start going live on YouTube and TikTok. So I told my Telegram group that we are live, so I'll give people a few more minutes to join in. But obviously, just short term before we really get started. Bitcoin's at $22,124. I've said for a while now, at least for last week, 22.2 is our huge level to be above to be bullish. So that's kind of what we need to do. I'm going to prop this up, and we'll be getting going. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now, is Bitcoin is trying to get above that $22,200 level. We'll see. Let's see if we can do it because that would obviously be a huge start. All right. If you guys are new, appreciate if you hit that follow button or subscribe if you guys are on YouTube, and as well as the like button. Without further ado, let me close that notification, and we are going to get started on the live stream in a moment. So we're going to go over Bitcoin first like we always do. Then if you guys have other requests, we can look at it. I just made a video on Jasmine, so we shouldn't have to go over that. That was just posted to YouTube about 5 minutes ago. So yeah. So but I guess I'll say this. I think Jasmine's bullish right now, at least on the macro time frame. So right now, let's get started. I have Bookmap open. Bookmap should be ready. Let me make sure it is. Okay, now it should be ready. Bitcoin is right now at $22,130. Short to 20,700. I guess that's a possibility. But right now it's at $22,130. If you can get above, let me go to the daily chart. $22,200. I'm very bullish on Bitcoin. At least to 23,400. That's where your last local high was, if you don't include the wicks on the daily time frame. And above that, I'd be looking at basically $25,000. And then to the downside for support, I'm looking at $20,800 as your next support to the downside. Daily chart on the RSI can't go much lower, so that's looking good. Similar to Jasmine, 4-hour chart is at resistance right now, and it looks like it wants to dump, so I don't like that at all. 1-hour chart. You're getting rejection off of not only the resistance, but the 200-day moving average, and you're overbought. And the 15-minute chart for Bitcoin right now kind of looks like it's almost flagging out. So let me chart this. The other time frames don't look bullish to me right now, but to me, this is a bull flag, right? Let me just show you guys what I'm seeing right now. This would be your flagpole right here. You guys probably can't see it on TikTok. That would be your flagpole right there. And then you take the flagpole move, or whatever the flagpole is, and that would be your measured move to the upside. Bull flags break up to the upside 68% of the time. Your measured move to the upside, at least on the 15-minute chart, would be a casual $22,800, almost $22,900. But if you want to be conservative, we'll say $22,800. That would take you way above resistance, and that'd be really bullish to me. So 15-minute chart is looking really bullish to me, but I don't like the 1-hour chart needs to reset. Let's see if we can make a lower high. As long as you hold and don't lose 21,400, technically you're still bullish on the 1-hour time frame. And for the 4-hour chart, it's same price. So that you have to hold 21.4, I guess, if you want to be bullish. But I'm liking what I'm seeing on the daily chart. The 4-hour chart needs to dump, but as long as you hold 21.4 on the 4-hour chart and 1-hour chart, I'm looking good. It's looking good. But as far as the 15-minute chart, I would say if the 15-minute chart really goes any lower than 22,001, then I would pretty much say this bull flag is invalidated, and that would not be bullish. And then I think if you lose 22,100, then it's very likely you would go down to the next level of support, which would be $21,350. So that's what I'm looking at right now, short term. Let's see if the 15-minute chart can pump us above this resistance at 22,200. If it can, then obviously your next resistance to the upside that I'm looking at is 22,400. So you have to break 22.2 to remain bullish, and if you lose 22.1, which is only $22 lower, I would say that's going to probably take you back to the local low at 21.4 or 21,300. So that's what I'm looking at right now for Bitcoin. I'm still holding Trump coin. I just looked at Jasmine, just posted a video on that. So if you guys have a request now, I'll look at that or look at your coins that you're requesting, and we'll go from there. 4 hours bearish divergence, wave 4, fifth wave down to 20,700. Well, that's just not what I'm seeing unless you lose 22,100. But obviously, everyone uses different TA, and it's everyone's opinion, right? No one has a crystal ball. I believe what you're doing is Elliott waves. I don't do that. I don't really know a lot about that, but that's not how I do it. I do it based off the stochastics and support and resistance levels, and that's just how I look at the charts. So, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at right now for Bitcoin. I am gonna go look at Ethereum. Ethereum right now is at $1,549. You have support at $1,520. And as far as resistance, your next resistance is basically $1,600. The daily chart for Ethereum is looking juicy to me. I'm kind of still worried about the moving averages. They're getting a little bit closer together. But you might just go sideways for another day or two until the daily chart moving averages get closer. The 4-hour chart, though, 4-hour chart's getting overbought, making a lower high. Really not even at resistance. It's just overbought and getting a correction, so I don't like that. And the 1-hour chart for Ethereum, it's also getting the dump, but it's looking like the 1-hour chart's probably it's looking like it's going to put in a higher low. So 1-hour chart looks good to me once you put in that higher low, which is looking likely based on how fast the RSI is correcting with very minimal price action to the downside. And the 15-minute chart looks absolutely awesome to me. Again, 15-minute chart is making higher lows, and it's oversold right now. And also, I think you could, that might be, it doesn't look as good as Bitcoin does on the 15-minute chart for a bull flag, but it's similar, right? It is consolidating sideways, and you have that huge leg up. To me, you could argue this is also a bull flag for Ethereum. You could definitely make that argument, and I would understand it. If it would be roughly for Ethereum, it would take you above that $1,600 resistance if this is a bull flag, up to $1,620 or $1,630. So to me, Ethereum looks just as good as Bitcoin does on the 15-minute chart. But like I said, 1-hour chart is about to turn bullish for Ethereum as well. The 4-hour chart is not even close. 4-hour chart has a lot more dumpage to go. Maybe that dump on the 4-hour chart could take you back to 1520 or something like that. But I would say if you lose 1520, that is extremely bearish for Ethereum. I like what I'm also saying on the daily chart. Daily chart is just getting started for the upside on Ethereum. So 4-hour chart on a lot of coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Jasmine all need to reset. But a smaller time frames, 15-minute chart and 1-hour chart is looking good. So I think the market's getting some sort of reversal, and I would say tomorrow is going to be a bullish day for the market, just based on what I'm seeing on Bitcoin and Ethereum and Jasmine. So from those three coins, that's what I'm looking at. A lot of similarities between all three. So if there's any other requests, I will look at them. Appreciate the likes. It doesn't seem like, I know it is a holiday, so happy Valentine's Day. So maybe that's why there's not a lot of people here. But I guess if there's no requests, that's going to be it. I just want to kind of update everyone on the market. If there's requests, I'll do them. We went over Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Jasmine. Well, definitely Bitcoin and Ethereum. I talked about Jasmine and Trump coin. I will look at this Fear and Greed Index, and then if there's no requests, I guess that's kind of all I got. The Fear and Greed Index right now is at 53. So right now we're neutral on that. We were greedy last month, and we were in fear. Or no, last week we were greedy, and last month we were in fear. So getting a little bit of price action to the downside moved us back to the neutral area. I don't really think this is very helpful unless you're in extreme fear, extreme greed. But it is something to still look at just to see how close we are getting to the greed levels. And obviously when we got into the greed area, then we got the small price action to the downside. I'm not saying that the price is based off of Fear Greed Index, and I'm not saying people sell because we're in greed, but it is a good indicator of how bullish or bearish the market is. So with that being said, that's kind of all I got. Super short term for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin loses 22,100, I see us going back to this local low at 21.4 or 21.3. And if Bitcoin gets above 22.2, I'm looking for a nice move to 23.4. And that's a super short term price action, probably for the next 24 hours. That's just what I'm looking at right now in the markets. If you guys have any requests, I'll look at them. Otherwise, thanks, guys, for joining. I appreciate the likes, subscribes, follows, and subscribes, depending on what platform you're on. Remember, we go live every single Saturday at 3 p.m. Central Time and Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Central Time. And I do have a Telegram group. Feel free to join. That link is in the description and bio. It is free to join. So, BTCF, is that a coin or did you mean Bitcoin? I can look at XLM. I will look at XLM. So XLM, I don't think I've looked at XLM in a while either, so this will be interesting one to look at. Daily chart on XLM. It's currently at 8.5 cents. Daily chart's getting ready for a move. I bet the 4-hour chart's overbought. Yes, it is. 4-hour chart is completely overbought. Pretty much every coin on the 4-hour chart that I've looked at tonight is overbought. I guess this is only the fourth one. 1-hour chart. Usually the other three have been over, or new. Well, some were overbought, I guess. 1-hour chart's overbought, and the 15-minute chart is put in a higher low. So I do like that. Not really in a bull flag. You had a falling wedge here on XLM on the 15-minute chart, got the breakout to the upside. Let's see what the measure move of that breakout was. And we'll see if we hit the measure move. You have technically not hit the measure move of that falling wedge, which would take you to 8.7 cents. But going back to the daily chart, looks like it's support and resistance for XLM. You have a local high there at 9.4 cents. And you obviously have a local support there at 7 cents. So kind of just going sideways right now. And you have to still get above the 200-day moving average. So because it's below that, I'm not really bullish on the daily time frame. Although I still think you're due for a move up because the RSI is so low on the daily time frame. The 4-hour chart is overbought though, so I don't like that. I would say your macro resistance is 9.7 cents and your macro support is 7 cents, where you have that local low. And until you're really above the 200-day moving average, I can't be bullish on the daily time frame. At least not bullish long term. Short term, you're due for a bounce on the daily time frame, but long term, like weeks and weeks and weeks, I can't be bullish until you're above that yellow line or above the 200-day moving average. So to me, macro long term, you're still not bullish yet until you cross basically 10 cents. So I will put an alert on 10 cents if that ever gets, well, when it gets crossed, I should say. It could still be a few months, if not a year or so away, if we're still in a bear market. But whenever that does cross the 10 cents, I'll look at this a coin again, maybe even do a video on it. But until XLM crosses 10 cents, I'm not bullish, because that's not only where the 200-day moving average is, that's right above resistance, and that's also a psychological resistance point is 10 cents. So XLM is not bullish until at least 10 cents, in my humble opinion. But with that being said, guys, I don't think there's any other requests, so that's going to be it for tonight. Pretty quick stream. Usually my Saturday live streams are longer, but we went over Bitcoin, XLM, and Ethereum, and I think Bitcoin is looking juicy to me for the next week, but you have to stay above 22,200, and right now we're slightly below that level. So if Bitcoin can get back above 22.2, I'm looking for more upside in the crypto, but as of right now, it's teetering on that resistance point, and it's overbought in the 4-hour time frame. So I think tonight we could see a dump. Tomorrow, midday, Bitcoin could get a nice move to the upside, but we will see what happens. That's just what I'm predicting. That's kind of all I got. With that being said, guys, I'm going to get on out of here. I'll be back live Saturday, 3 p.m. Central Time. Until then, trade safe. Have a great week. And I don't know, always use a stop loss, because the 4-hour chart is overbought on a lot of time frames on a lot of coins, so just be careful. And I will see you guys on Saturday for our next live stream.